what makes the Rosen Method movement different from other movement classes or modalities of movement? Mm-hmm. What's different about it? What's special about it, perhaps?
So I think to talk about how Rosen movement is different from other things, you need to know first how it developed. And it came from Marion Rosen, who's a physical therapist. So her interest was in mobilizing the body, taking the joints just in their directions, having the body work within the structure that it has. So all of the movements are very basic. It's taking the shoulder joints forward and back and out and in and up and down. Same with the hip joints, and then in rotation, and all the other joints as well. So every movement that you have in Rosen movement will be found in many other modalities because the movements are so basic. They're just about how our bodies are built for movement.
So Theresa, what can somebody who hasn't been to a movement class before, and we'll separate movement class and movement workshop. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the class, which goes for an hour. What would that person expect to happen when they come into your class?
Well, they'll come into a group where we have music and we have gentle movements and we move in a circle, we hold hands, and we do some partner work, and we dance across the floor, and then we do some movements on the floor. So there are 5 sections to a class, and what a person could expect is an invitation to coming into themselves and to also be in community with other participants and to learn about themselves and relax inward. Sometimes Rosen movement is called a work in rather than a work out because it is an invitation to awareness.
So you've just talked about a movement class, which is an hour, and you might do that once weekly if there was someone in your area that you could go and have a class with. But that's not so easy in Australia. We've got one movement teacher in Victoria at the moment. So could you talk a little bit about a movement intensive, a workshop that goes for 5 days, and what someone coming into that could expect?
So a movement workshop is 5 days, and there are various components to it. We start each day with a movement class, a full movement class, to really give the students an experience of coming in and relaxing and connecting with themselves just using the structure of the class. And in addition to that, we have anatomy lessons where people learn about the structure of their bodies, how different parts move. We'll use the skeleton and see where everything is and touch each other to really get an experience of where parts of the body are and how they move. And then we'll do movements to really get an experience of whatever anatomy we've explored. And what we also do is have what's called sharing circles, where because Rosen Method really acknowledges that how we are in our bodies is very much how we are in our lives, and the emotional and physical are not separate. So the sharing circles are an opportunity to speak to what arises, to what is new, what is discovered by the movements and by the exploration.
That you said, Theresa, that stayed with me was how you move or how you are in your body matters.
Yes.
So I wonder what it is that matters to you. I understand that you've been a Rosen movement teacher now for quite a while, and there must be something about doing that work or being with people in this way that really matters to you, and I wondered if you could say something about that.
Well, the exploration is just continuous, and it's really magical, and it's profound to just share something that means so much to me, that's so exciting, and to see the impact, to see the shifts that happen when a person discovers, oh, I didn't know that I was holding myself in so much. And just with some relaxation, with some movement, they have more ease in themselves and suddenly feel lighter or feel better. And then they go into their lives with a little bit of a different sense of themselves. And that's what keeps me coming to Rosen Movement, is it's so powerful to invite people into themselves using this method.
Who is it that's going to really benefit from coming?
Well, I think everybody benefits from Rosen Movement because, again, it's so basic and there are many levels of impact. At one level, it's really about just mobilizing the joints and mobilizing the body, which everybody needs, whether you're young or old. It's valuable for everybody. The other layer is the awareness of coming in and seeing the habits in my body have a whole lot to do with the habits in my mind. So people who are interested in that exploration, in the body-mind connection, in somatics, in living more from who they are as opposed to their habit, their habitual way of being in the world. That's the primary audience I would like.